This episode of iPhone Roundup is sponsored by 360 iDev. Hey folks, welcome back to the iPhone Roundup show. I'm your host Nick the Dude. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Here at iPhone Roundup headquarters, we find the best games on the iTunes App Store and give you the rundown on what's worth playing each and every week. Support iPhone Roundup by subscribing to our show via iTunes or YouTube. You can also link or embed our videos on your blog, Twitter, or Facebook page. Another great way to support this show is by supporting our sponsors. This week's episode is sponsored by 360 iDev, the premier iPhone developer conference, bringing together the best and brightest in the iPhone development community. Find out more at 360idev.com. Alright, so after a week off, we're coming back strong and spotlighting 4 really awesome games for your iPhone and iPod Touch. First up, we reviewed the arcade mining and loot gathering game, I Dig It. After that, we scratched our 4x4 racing itch by playing All-Pro Crash Off-Road. And finally, we have looks at the addictively simple Guns N' Zombies and the manic tap 3 or more arcade puzzler, Tumblecaps. Let's jump right into the reviews. We will see you on the other side. If you've watched our other show about Xbox community games, XNA Roundup, you know one of my favorite games in that space is Mine or Dig Deep. I Dig It taps into the same format, asking players to dig tunnels underground and unearth minerals, ore, crystals, fossils, and other artifacts. Once you've filled up your cargo hold, it's time to head back up to the surface and exchange your treasures for cash. You use the money you collect to upgrade your little digging machine. You can add a bigger fuel tank, a brighter light to illuminate more of the underground terrain and reveal deposits, a stronger drill bit, a beefier hull that can take more damage, and more effective coolant to allow you to delve deeper into your mine without overheating. You can also purchase dynamite and an emergency tank of fuel for when you run out of gas deep in the mine. The main campaign mode of the game asks you to earn $100,000 in less than 4 real hours. The problem is you only get one life, and if you run out of gas or destroy your digger, you have to restart from square one, which in my opinion is a little harsh for what is ostensibly a casual game. There are some other modes that aren't as time intensive and offer quick play bursts as well. The free play mode, however, is not unlocked until you've beaten the campaign mode. While the controls aren't going to blow you away, the faux analog stick is actually one of the better implementations of an on-screen joystick I've played with. Aside from the unforgiving nature of the campaign mode, I thought I Dig It was a really well-produced game. I love the variations of goodies found in your mine. Lots of different stuff, and you're always finding new kinds of deposits as you move deeper in. The art was very well done, especially the gems and the crystals, and the overall polish was evident throughout the experience. One thing I would like to see addressed in an update is an option to turn the game sound off and just listen to your iTunes music or podcasts. And while you're at it, unlock free play mode from the start, make it less annoying if you die in campaign mode, and allow users to dig upward. The fact that I still love playing the game despite these issues should indicate how great the underlying mechanic and execution is. As of this writing, I Dig It is on sale for 99 cents, which is an amazing value proposition. If you're still not convinced, give the free version a shot and decide from there. If you're of a certain age and a fan of video games, you probably hold a spot in your heart for Ivan Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road. All-Pro Crash Off-Road tinkers with Iron Man's magic formula a little bit, but the end product, buckets of fun, remains intact. Crash offers players a third-person racer with a nice physics engine and solid production value. For me, probably the best feature of this game is something the game doesn't do, and that's using the iPhone's tilt sensor as a steering control mechanism. Crash's developers have opted to use a 2-button touch steering wheel to control your vehicle. You tap or hold down either side of the steering wheel to move that direction. It takes some getting used to, but it totally beats having to turn your iPhone away from your line of vision, a problem that has held back many games, especially racing games on the iPhone platform. I loved how your truck drifts around turns when you jam on the steering button at just the right moment. My annoyance with tilt controls aside, I wouldn't mind seeing the developers of All-Pro Crash Off-Road try using a small amount of tilt control to adjust your attitude while in the air after hitting a jump, but only as an option. All the technical crap aside, the game just plays great. Mixing it up with the other drivers is a blast, and you rarely feel out of a race. The physics turn crashing into an art form, and the unlockable content actually works to keep you coming back to the game. But don't tell anyone I said that. The game's 3D engine does a great job making you forget you're playing on a handheld, and delivers nice frame rate and solid graphical performance. The only things holding this game back are the lack of card customization and progression in some kind of a career mode, too little track variation, and no user-controlled nitro. There is nitro in the game, but they're used automatically as soon as you pick them up on the track. I also had some trouble playing music from my library in the game, so I'm hoping the developer can figure that out so I can rock some serious hair metal while crushing the competition. Overall, I'm totally amped to be able to get the same off-road rush out of my iPhone that I used to get at the arcade. $199 on the App Store is a perfect price point for this well-built game, and I'm hoping it's the first in a franchise. There's also a free version available, so go ahead and check it out. This may elicit a massive influx of hate mail, but I have to admit it, I can't stand zombies. I wish the zombie meme would just die already, but that's the thing about zombies, they just refuse to die. Anyway, my zombieist leanings aside, Guns N' Zombies has been my go-to game when I have a few minutes to spare. It's so simple, yet so awesome, there's no way you can not love it. Guns N' Zombies is a variation on the tower defense genre. You need to shoot the zombies before they get to you and eat your brain. The challenge is you have to use gesture controls to load, reload, and fire your weapon. And you have to do it very quickly, or say adios to your gray matter. Each zombie you kill earns you $10, and you can at any time bring down the gun store menu and pick up extra ammo or a new weapon. Each weapon type has its pros and cons. Some hold a smaller clip but do more damage, and some take a long time to reload. There's 9 guns in all, and the goal of the game is to last as long as possible. Online leaderboards add a nice competition element to the game and keeps you strategically planning your defense to outlast other players. The game art perfectly complements the humor and tone of the game without being too gory or over the top. The simplicity of the core mechanic and the depth of customization combine together to create a unique and exhilarating experience perfectly suited to the iPhone. I love the developer's approach, playing to the platform's strength and not asking users to overextend themselves dealing with input systems traditionally found on consoles and computers. At 99 cents, Guns N' Zombies is an absolute must-buy. I'm looking forward to seeing some more innovative titles from this developer in the future, and I'm half thinking that this game may start an avalanche of clones as it catches on. Tumblecaps is a simple little match 3 or more game from Dave Calabrese, a developer who decided to create an app a day for 30 straight days. You can find out more about the project by checking out the link below. The basic premise behind Tumblecaps is that as bottle caps fall from the top of the screen, you have to tap on 3 or more matching caps and then click on a different cap to remove the match set and replenish the timer above. If the timer runs out, you lose. As you get further into the game, the timer bar speeds up and needs to be replenished more often. Honestly, that's pretty much it, but it's actually a lot of fun seeing how long you can keep the timer going. The game art is great, and the different brand names on the bottle caps lend the game a cool sense of humor and charm. I'm hoping once Dave finishes his 30-day project, he'll go back and flesh out this game a little more. He's got a great base to make a really fun and addictive arcade puzzle game, and I think with a few added features, Tumblecaps has the potential to be a top seller on the App Store. I would also like to see leaderboards and more responsive controls, as well as a little particle effect flourish when you do select a cap to give you more satisfying visual feedback. Buying Tumblecaps for 99 cents not only gives you a cool little game, but supports Dave and his insane project. And who doesn't want to support insane projects? Alright folks, that is our show for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can get show updates at twitter.com/iPhoneRoundup, and you can send questions, comments, suggestions, or promo codes to iPhoneRoundup@gmail.com. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.